Hey there, I'm here to interrupt your regularly scheduled entertainment. Everything discussed in this video is alleged until proven in a court of law, which hopefully, it will be taken to a court of law. I'm intending for this to be a more shorter content video, and it's also going to be a lot more opinion-based than what I usually prefer to do, but I think I have some pretty good points or two in the works for this video. As the situation with Colleen Ballinger continues to drastically spiral after her sing-along deflection video, Trisha Paytas made a video in response to one of the many allegations lobbied against Colleen.
I feel like this is beyond drama.
This accusation being the distribution of explicit materials to minors, or, more specifically, Trisha is addressing the fact that it was brought to her attention that Colleen was distributing Trisha's explicit content to her minor fan base in order to mock and belittle Trisha's body.
I do not condone at all unsolicited nudes, sending unsolicited nudes to anyone of anybody, sex worker or not. I think using someone's nudes as a way to hurt them, make fun of them, make light of them, be mean is the lowest form of human, the lowest form of intelligence. I think that's so inhumane. I think that's so disgusting for anyone.
Paying for someone's NSFW content for the purpose of mocking their body is its own breed of pathetic, honestly, because at the end of the day, what are you trying to prove? Even if you think their body is so cringe, you're the one that's putting money into that person's pocket, so who's the real loser here?
I'm not embarrassed by, I'm embarrassed for her.
There's a big, in-your-face and obvious issue with Colleen sharing Trisha's nudes, and that being is that it is a federal crime to share explicit images with someone under 18, which she and apparently her friend Corey allegedly did. Unfortunately for her victims, many of the individuals that Colleen had sent these explicit materials to probably can't afford to take her to court, especially someone like Adam McIntyre due to him not even residing in the United States. Although, since it is kind of like a federal crime to send, NSFW to minors, I'm wondering if, someone can message the FBI or something, but that's probably, really overthinking and overstepping, right? Despite this, I believe Colleen has a good chance of having legal action taken against her, not for the distribution of explicit materials to minors, but rather, she could be sued on the basis of revenge porn. Testimonies from those involved could state that Colleen would pay for Trisha's explicit materials to share them around in her inner circle to mock and belittle Trisha's body, like I stated before.
And it somewhat is embarrassing. I get made fun of all the time for my body, my nudes, even under this person's posts. While I'm thankful he posted them so I could see that this is real, it's hearing all that horrible stuff underneath the photo, about my body just being messed up or disgusting, and it's a lot.
When this was brought to Trisha's attention, Colleen lied about doing so, and Trisha had to find evidence herself to prove that Colleen was lying.
I did ask her about these a couple weeks ago before there was the proof, so to speak, right? And she assured me that she had never sent photos of me, that this one fan who was underage at the time would send photos to her. She's like, no, he was a fan. He sent photos to me and he was obsessed with you. And he would just send me it. And once in a while, I'd respond to him and be like, hey, okay. That's what she told me a couple weeks ago. She said everything's taken out of context. These are lies.
She has since stated that she wants nothing to do with Colleen, which is completely fair. While in her video addressing the situation, Trisha did seem more disappointed than angry. It is possible that Trisha could seek out legal action against Colleen for this distribution because it was done with malicious intent, in my own opinion. And sometimes being cool and collected in a situation is a lot more worse than just being outright angry. The statute of limitations on revenge porn, according to Apple Payne law, states that someone has up to 1 year to file charges against the initial discovery of the shared content, and no more than 7 years from the last time the content was shared. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more nuance to this than a quick Google search will supply, but it is a good starting point when discussing with her lawyer. Potentially. Personally, I believe that Trisha should, in fact, sue Colleen under the basis of revenge porn for a couple of reasons. First of all, she can afford it. Court fees for Trisha would probably just be the same as a roll of toilet paper in the financial scheme of things. Secondly, I believe having Colleen punished in a court of law, as opposed to simply the court of public opinion, would help ease the trouble of many of her victims of grooming and exploitation. While she wouldn't be punished for those exact issues that the victims had experienced, it would show Colleen that her petty schoolgirl bullying is not going to be tolerated anymore, ukulele notwithstanding. Another reason why I think that Trisha suing Colleen could prove beneficial to some victims is the fact that they could potentially be called, in person or now over programs like Zoom, to be witnesses in any kind of testimony. While it would be more likely that Colleen and Trisha would settle this, out legally without getting, a jury involved, the thought of allowing the victims to have their voices heard in a grander sense could help them realize that their accusations are completely valid and warranted being looked at more closely, despite what internet trolls might tell them. Now, I doubt that any lawsuit between them would go that far, obviously, but having Colleen's name on file for these accusations could also help other victims stand up, or at the very least realize that they were not alone, because who knows if Colleen's hate sharing was just for Trisha, or if other people were taunted without their knowledge. I mean, after all, is Colleen paying for, people's nudes and OnlyFans and, yada yada under her own name? Or is there a common correlation between some sort of, pseudo screen name? Who knows? But that's about it for my thoughts and opinions on this. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe that Trisha should sue Colleen for sharing her NSFW content? I mean, obviously you know that I do. Do you think that Colleen could possibly get away with distributing revenge porn due to having technically paid for the content? Since, I know that a lot of people like to make the argument of, oh, I paid for it, I could do what I want with it, but, if you pay for a DVD, you can't make tons of copies of those DVDs to distribute out to other people, so who knows? Do you think the minor victims should seek pro bono law support against Colleen for sharing explicit materials to them as minors? Let me all know in the comments. Colleen's behavior should not be excused or tolerated, and another ukulele song definitely isn't going to help anymore. This video was brought to you by Patreon, so thank you so much to Ippo, Chrome, and Ashley for subscribing. If you want to support me making content, Patreon tiers start as little as $1 a month. Check out the link in the description for both Patreon and other social media places to find me. Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more. This is Minji signing off, until next time.
I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. 'Cause I can't move on till I let go.